Welcome students again in our today's video class. As we have already started chapter number 3 in our online classes. We have discussed so many things about this chapter. I think you have already understood and no need to discuss it again about the elements, pure substance, impure substances, elements, compound and mixtures. The difference between the pure substances and impure substances, all of you know these things. We have already discussed about the main thing that I want to explain you here, that the separation techniques of the different components of a mixture. The types of mixture we have discussed: homogeneous, heterogeneous, and homogeneous, then solution and alloy, then heterogeneous mixture, suspension and colloidals. In the separation of mixtures, we have already discussed the general methods that we have already done in our previous classes, like hand picking, sieving, winnowing, magnetic separations, then evaporation, filtration, and sedimentation and decantation. I told you that the new things that we have to learn in this chapter about, that is the separation techniques such as froth flotation process, dissolution process, separating funnel, fractional distillation, crystallization, these things. So in today's video class, I will show you the separation technique that is called froth flotation process. So froth flotation process is a very important process. This method process is based in the principle of preferential weighting of component of a mixture. Preferential weighting components, that means differentiating property used in this method in weighting. So here in this, suitable mixture is mixed with the mixture and its compressed air is passed through it. The weight of the component that get weight more increases due to the absorbed liquid. The heavier components settle down while the lighter components float with tap over in a froth over the mixture. This froth can be easily drained out and component may be obtained from the simple process of drying. Okay, so which type of constraint substance can be separated from a mixture? So in this method is generally used for the concentration of sulfide ores. Sulfide ores means ores are minerals from, what are ores? They are the minerals from which we get the metals are extracted economically. Sulfide ores such as galena, that is PBS, lead of ore, zinc blende, ZNS, that is zinc of ore, pine oil, then sodium ethyl xanthate or potassium ethyl xanthate, it's also called, and water are mixed with a pulverized crust and finally powdered ore in a tank, and compressed air is passed through the tank. So here water and pine oil are immiscible liquids. Water weighs the gangue, muddy impurities in the ore, and make it heavy and settle down. Pine oil forms a froth which will take the lighter minerals particles with them and float over the water. The compressed air is facilitate the formation of blubby froth which is rich in ore and pine oil. Sodium and potassium ethyl oxalate act as a stabilizer and stabilize the froth. Thus the impurities are separated from the ore. So let us see how this read it from the book, but I think you have not understood. So once I will show you in the board how to do this process. Definitely, I think you will understand. So for this process, what we have to do first. So we are seeing here froth flotation process. Froth flotation process. Okay. So for this process, we have to use a tank. Okay. These tanks contain water in it. This is water. Okay. Now, compressed air is blown in the water. Has to be blown in the water. So for that, we have a pipe from where compressed air is blown. It has holes in them where the air, when compressed air is blown from here, it will spread inside the water. Now, this water contains with it pine oil. Here this contains water and pine oil is mixed with it. Pine oil are immiscible, but when its compressed air is blown, it will churn and a froth is formed. Now we have to mix in this the ore, obviously, from which we have to extract the metal. So whatever the ore you have to take, that ore must be sulfide ore. Suppose lead sulfide, zinc sulfide, galena, or zinc blend. Potassium ethyl xanthate we can take. Okay, pine oil. So we have to use the ore here also. After that, when air is blown in it through the compressed air, is called compressed air is blown here. Compressed air is blown from this pipe. So when this air comes from this pipe, the water and pine oil get churned. When it gets churned, the pine oil forms some froth. Okay. With that froth, the lighter particles like sulfide ore particles will be taken with the froth. So you can see here some dotted particles. If I draw like this with a different color of, so these dotted particles are nothing but sulfide ore particles. These are sulfide ore particles are carried with the froth, and the impurities which are present in the ore, they are become heavy and settle down at the bottom. They become heavy and settle down at the bottom. Okay, like this. And these are called gangue. These are called gangue. Okay, or the impurities. So in this, by the process of froth flotation, we can separate the sulfide from the sulfide ores. Some minerals like obviously zinc, lead, etc. Okay, so this is another way of using a process of froth flotation for the separation of different components of mixture. Okay, so ores are also mixture. Ores contain some metals in them, some impurities in them. To separate to obtain pure metals from that impurities from the ore, we can use this process that is called froth flotation process. And one thing you have to keep in your mind, that for the froth flotation process, always we have to do this process only for sulfide ores like zinc blende, galena, that is lead sulfide, etc. Okay, so this is the source flotation process. Hope you have understood this. Okay. Now, next topic of this chapter I want to show you here, that is dissolution process. Dissolution process. What is this dissolution process? Dissolution is the causing of solute particles to be passed to a solution, that is called dissolution. Sometimes we see that in a mixture, one of the components are dissolved in a water or some other liquid. Suppose if you take a very common example that we should take, that is sand and salt. Sand plus salt, if you take a mixture of sand and salt. So when you mix water with it, so water will salt will dissolve in the water. So after that dissolution, so here we have the process for dissolution. When salt get dissolved in the water, for to separate the sand from salt solution, you can follow the method that is called, you can do the filtration method or sedimentation and decantation method to separate the sand. Sand will be separated from this method. After that, to get salt from the water, we have to follow the evaporation method. Okay, so we have used three methods here. One, the dissolution process, then either filtration or sedimentation and decantation. After that, we have to follow the evaporation method. In this way, we can separate sand, salt from the mixture of sand and salt. Okay, this is called dissolution process. Another example, that is sulfur powder and sawdust. It is given in your book. Sulfur powder plus sawdust. Okay, so again, what we have to use here, for this to separate sulfur from the salt, we have to use carbon disulfide is used as a solvent. We have to use here carbon disulfide. Okay, this carbon disulfide in carbon disulfide, sulfur powder are dissolved, left the sawdust behind. To get sawdust, we can follow the filtration method. We can easily separate the sawdust from the solution. After that, we have to follow the evaporation process. When you evaporate, carbon disulfide will get evaporated and sulfur powder will left behind. So in this way, we can follow dissolution process. For first one, we have used water as a solvent, and the second example, we have used carbon disulfide as a solvent. After that, we have to follow one or two methods to separate the components. Okay, this is called dissolution method. Another method that is we will use study today in this video class, that is using a separating funnel. Separating funnel. Okay, separating funnel is a very special type of a funnel. Simply, it is looks like this. Okay, This separating funnel has a stopcock here. Okay, we have to use a beaker to collect liquid. So here we have to use immiscible liquids. Okay, it is only used for immiscible liquids. Okay, suppose if I take water. Okay, first of all here take water and some, suppose kerosene oil if you take. So it is oil. Okay, oil and water. Best example is kerosene oil and water. So what we will see, this because they are immiscible liquids, kerosene oil is have less density than the water. It will float over the water. Now we using the stopcock here. The stopcock, what you have to, when you open the stopcock, this water will fall. Water will fall slowly or dropwise to and get collected in the beaker. Okay. So when this water level comes down here, just close the stopcock. In this way, we will separate the water in the beaker and oil will be left behind in the separating funnel. So this is the instrument called separating funnel, by which we can separate the immiscible components of immiscible liquids. Always remember that we have to use only this process for immiscible liquids. Miscible liquids cannot be separated by this method. Okay, so oil, water and separating funnel we have to use here. The best example. Now distillation process, fractional distillations, we'll see these methods in our next video class. Okay, so till then, thank you very much for watching this video. See you again in our online class and obviously in our next video class. Thank you very much.